Salam salam. Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be giving you 5 truths that you must know when you are considering buying property in Ethiopia. I can't wait to share these truths with you. It is very important that you know these things, especially if you want to invest in Addis Ababa. Come on, let's talk. Truth number 1, buying unfinished property in Ethiopia has pros and cons. So as you may or may not know, at this time in Addis Ababa, there are a lot of developments going on. A lot of new buildings are coming up all around the city. And for the most part, they're being sold while they are currently under construction or in progress. This is a great opportunity for many of you who might be interested in buying real estate in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. The reason being is, number 1, you don't have to pay all of the money up front. So the price might be 20, 30, whoever million, and you may not have all that money at once. When you buy a property that is under construction, you actually have the opportunity to pay small percentages over time as the building progresses. This gives you the opportunity to watch the building construction, to make sure that things are on target and moving along so that you don't put all of your money out and risk losing it. The other potential positive or pro here when buying something under construction is that you can take advantage of bank options. So sometimes a lot of the developers might work with some of the local banks, and they can help you get a bank loan to be able to afford the property that you want to purchase. So these are really great pros when considering buying something under construction. Another pro there might be discounts. So as the construction is ongoing and sales are ongoing, the real estate developer may offer some discounts here or there. That is also a wonderful pro. However, if you're going to be considering buying something under construction, there are cons to consider as well. The main con is that if you put your money into something that is not finished, there is a potential risk that it may never be finished and you won't get your property, and therefore you would lose your money. So if you want to buy something under construction, it is a wonderful idea. It's a great opportunity, but make sure you do it with somebody that you trust, right? With a developer you trust or an agent that you trust. My husband and I have lived outside of the United States for over a decade, so we are very familiar with how hard you have to work to earn your living. The money doesn't grow on trees in the US, as some may think. So because of that reason, my team and I work very hard to show you properties here in Ethiopia that are valuable, that will deliver on time, that will give you what they promise, right? We don't want to show you something that is going to be a major risk for you. So you guys can definitely trust us. We understand you. We're on your side. For example, our apartments at the Addis Mender community, the ones that you see right here on the screen. These apartments are very beautiful, very luxury. They are being sold at 99,000 birr per square meter. The total square meters are 350 square meters. 277 of that are the net square meter, the area size of the apartment. Very large, very luxurious. The reason why we bring these apartments to you is because we know that this is something good. This is a good investment, especially if you want to live in Ethiopia, if you want to move here, bring your children here. This is a wonderful community with paved roads, beautiful sidewalks. The new apartments are also going to have a very large recreation center that will have an indoor swimming pool, outdoor basketball court, outdoor tennis court, a full spa with steam and sauna, men and women's beauty salons, cafes, restaurants, and the list goes on. Of course, there will be a full gym if I didn't mention that as well. So this is a beautiful property that you can invest in. It is good for living and also for rent. If you wanted to buy something to have others rent it from you, this would be the place to do it. At least it's one option. So that is truth number 1 about buying unfinished properties. Point number 2, Addis Ababa is developing very rapidly, as you can see. The sidewalks, bike lanes, trash receptacles, even brand new car charging stations for all the electric cars that are coming into the country. For this reason, old stereotypes about certain Addis Ababa neighborhoods may no longer apply. For certain neighborhoods, you might be thinking that they're known for being unclean or being overcrowded, or maybe for promiscuous nighttime activities. Today, that no longer applies to many of those neighborhoods. So when you are looking to buy real estate, don't only focus on certain well-known neighborhoods. Venture out into those neighborhoods that may have had a bad reputation in the past, because today they might be completely different. They are getting clean. They are receiving new roads, new reputations. People are starting to explore and expand. That could be a great opportunity for you when you're looking to purchase a rental property or rental investment property or an apartment or something to live in. The reason being is that when you purchase something in a new kind of up and coming neighborhood, you just might get a better deal on the price. Because while others are focusing on the higher population areas or the areas that are good for tourism, you might be able to score a place, for example, right near to the new stadium, which is over to my right. And then in that case, when the stadium is finished and there are new people coming in for different reasons to watch sporting events, you already have a prime location that you can live in or use as a rental property. Bonus, you would have gotten that apartment for a much cheaper price than others who focus on other parts of the city. So don't focus on those old stereotypes of, no, I can't buy in that area because it's like this or it's like that. Keep in mind, things are changing very quickly. So today, as it might seem like it's still not quite where you want it to be, that doesn't mean it's not a good investment. It very well may be. In a few months or maybe even a year's time, it will be the perfect place that you have already scored. This is Bole, the most popular part of the city of Addis Ababa, for those of you who do not know. This is where you will find all of the biggest hotels, the most luxurious apartments, all of the finest dining restaurants and great places to eat. If you want all of that, this is where you would come. Bole is a prime location for real estate. So point number 3 is, do not shy away from prime locations. Cheaper does not always mean better. So for example, there are other parts of town where you can find lower prices for real estate. That is great if you get a good location. However, don't just buy it just because it's less expensive or because they're offering you some sort of discount or for any other reason, because you want to pay attention to the details. If you are buying for investment, this is critical for your purchase. Make sure that if you are buying a property that you check out the entire site, the surroundings. Is this a place where people would want to come and stay? How is the quality of the construction? What amenities do they have? What is my potential rental income? All of those questions you want to consider when you are purchasing real estate in Addis Ababa or anywhere in the world for that matter. Just because it is cheaper, it does not mean that it is better. Here in Bole, the prices are indeed quite a bit higher than other areas. They are definitely on the luxury side, on the higher end side price-wise, but that is not something that should stop you from buying an apartment here. This place will keep you with rental income if you choose wisely. If you wanted to even live here, let's say you're a single person or a young entrepreneur, this is the place that you want to be. This is where business is happening. This is where people are coming. Foreigners are coming here. They're staying here. They're doing investments here, making business here. This is the place to be. So just because you might find a cheaper option somewhere else, it might be a good idea to go with that one, but it doesn't mean you should count this out. Bole will always be Bole. Even as Addis Ababa is growing and expanding and new and up and coming neighborhoods are on the market, Bole will always be Bole. It will always be a place that you can generate income from, that you would be very smart to invest in. This area is phenomenal. People are outside, they're enjoying their meals, they're meeting friends. almost this is kind of the center, becoming the center of Addis Ababa, especially as it expands out further out. So this is point number 3. Do not count out Bole. Like I mentioned earlier, if you wanted to purchase something in progress, there are plenty of options here all along the airport road, as we call it, in Bole. You could buy something in progress, put a small percent as a down payment, and pay as you go. So that way you can kind of help to counterbalance the higher prices. Also, 1-bedroom apartments in this area are in high demand. If you come across a builder or real estate company that is offering a 1-bedroom in this location, you would be very smart to purchase that one. Dama Hope, I know they have a 1-bedroom coming up. Temer may also have it, but they don't have any Bole locations at this time. But just kind of be on the lookout because that apartment is in high demand. That's point number 3. Truth number 4, foreigners can now buy property in Ethiopia. So if you have been watching this video up until this point thinking that none of this information applies to you because you're not Ethiopian or you can't buy property in Ethiopia, that's not true. A new law was recently passed, I believe this past January of this year, 2025, where foreigners are now allowed to buy property in Ethiopia. This is very exciting news for those who have been watching this country with interest. As it is growing and developing, especially in the capital city, there are now opportunities available for you to invest, specifically in real estate. So that does not include land. Foreigners cannot buy land. They have to buy a fixed property, a house, a residential home, or an apartment, or something like that. And to qualify for this type of law, you must first buy a property that is 150,000 US dollars or more in value. It must be a bank transfer when you purchase the property. No cash deals are possible. Also, you have to have a valid passport and visa. You must also show bank statements to show that you can afford the property, of course. You also need to show marriage certificates if you are married, so that you would be buying it with your spouse as well. You do also need to have some passport photos and things like that. So generally, those are the requirements that you should know if you are a foreigner thinking about buying property in Ethiopia. Now is a good time to do it. The reason why I believe this, and you should too, is because Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, is about, I would say, 30 years behind where Dubai was. So you see Dubai right now and all the lights, the big buildings, the beautiful roads, all of that. Addis Ababa is exactly where Dubai was 30 years ago. And trust me when I tell you this, she is catching up quickly. It will not take this city another 30 years to get to where Dubai is. Maybe 5, 10 years or so, or even less than that. You would be amazed at how quickly things are developing around here. You would see overnight one road is under construction, and then in the morning it's ready and all smooth and beautiful like you see out here tonight. It is amazing. The change, development, all of that is happening right before our very eyes. So this is truth number 4. Consider investing here in Ethiopia if you are a foreigner. And of course, if you would like to do so, I would be more than happy to help you find the perfect property real estate investment that works for you. Okay, truth number 5. When you see what you want, go for it. Don't hesitate. I see a lot of my clients when they come to buy something, they see a property that they like, and then, they ask about the price. They ask a lot of questions, a lot of information, as you should, right? It's a big investment. You're spending a lot of money. But then some of the time people, they take too long to make a final decision, right? Discussing with family members, or seeing other places. All of that is good, of course, don't get me wrong. But when they wait just a little bit too long and they come back to that property, it's no longer available. Properties are moving quickly in this market, especially the high value ones. Not necessarily the ones that cost so much. What I mean by high value is the ones that are a good buy. Everything that I show you here on this channel is a good investment. It is something that I myself would buy. I don't show you things that I don't believe would be a good investment for you. So when you see something that I've shown and you like it, it's important to get on it quickly, because chances are other people are going to see that it is a good buy and they're going to buy it. So I had an example of somebody who saw an apartment, they really loved it. They were, contemplating whether they should buy it, seeing other places. The price was at one level. They came back a week or two later and the person had increased the price. The reason that happened is because as the development is going on around the city, property values are going up. So that means that the person who was willing to sell their property for a lower price now recognized my property value has increased. Wow, this is a good macchiato. So my advice to you all is, when you see something that you really love, that you believe is a good buy, meaning you will get good rental income from it, or it is a good place for you and your family to live, don't hesitate. Go for it, negotiate hard to get the price that you want, and take the property that you believe is best for you. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope that you found the 5 truths that I gave you today to be very helpful and insightful. Please leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. You may have some other truths that I have missed in this video. I would love to hear from you guys. Anyways, I'm gonna drink my macchiato and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.